Hello everybody, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. And looks like my video configuration is incorrect. I'm just getting a warning. I should have checked that. What is going on, guys? Welcome. I'm just going to make a quick change on the fly. Don't mind me. Why is it in the wrong one? That's a great question. But thanks for joining us here, guys. Do appreciate it. I have to restart. Hello. And of course, my name is Matt. I'm from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Here, guys, I'm going to restart. Give me 2 seconds. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a technical snafu, but we are back here talking Royal Caribbean with all of you guys. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Usually we're live on Mondays, but the whole Hurricane Dorian situation threw my entire schedule for a loop. But we're here on Wednesday this week. We'll be back on Monday talking Royal Caribbean with all of you guys. Thanks for joining us here. Welcome. And we're going to get a lot of questions. I want to answer as many questions as I can, but I got to start with the most important question, which is how many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type it in chat right now. Let's count down together. Samrin, where'd you get that Royal Caribbean Monopoly? I got it on eBay. It's not available to purchase on a ship or anything. It was a gift to travel agents last year, and I got my copy on eBay. Chad from Mariner of the Seas, been looking for you for like 6 days. I'm not on the ship. Unfortunately, I laugh. I really want to cry. Unfortunately, I had to cancel that sailing. I wish I would have gone. 6-night cruise from a 3-day cruise. Holy moly. Mandy hasn't booked anything yet? Mandy, you got to book your cruise. Roz, where have I been? I've been here in Florida the whole time. I never actually went on my cruise, guys. Unfortunately, due to the hurricane and the changes and all those other things, I had to do the responsible thing and stay home. Michael Bertoloni with our first super chat. Michael Bertoloni, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so guys, I didn't go on Mariner of the Seas. Actually, I put out a new podcast out today explaining everything that went into it. Mercy Rodriguez, any news at Coco Key? Nothing yet. They were going to attempt to send a team today. I'm not sure what happened with that. As soon as we have more details, I'll post it at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Michael wants to know, have I ever done a Central Park balcony or a Boardwalk balcony? Is it better or worse than Ocean View balcony? It's different, Michael. That's all. I've done both. I've done Ocean View. I've done Boardwalk. I've even done ocean-facing balconies. And I really like Central Park. They're a little bit cheaper. You get some nice benefits with it. And the views are really nice. It's a little different. Something different than Ocean View. Amanda Olsen with the super chat. Amanda, thank you so much for the super chat. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. Patty Romo wants to know, what's the earliest flight you'd book on Fort Lauderdale on disembarkation day? Nothing earlier than 11 a.m. That way you don't have to worry about hustling off the ship or anything like that. No anxiety. Preston, did you have the option to move to the Harmony? I did not, Preston, but I did get, for Royal Caribbean was very generous and gave everybody who didn't want to go on the sailing a 100% future cruise credit. So what I paid for that sailing, I can now use towards another sailing, which, let's face it, guys, I'm going to book another cruise anyway, so that works out quite well. Juan wants to know, have I booked a panoramic ocean view? I've not stayed in one, Juan, but I have been in them, and they're absolutely amazing. Really, really nice. Let's see here. The video is stalling, really? Because I'm seeing it on, I can see the preview of it, and it looks all right. I apologize for that. The kids are using the internet, I guess. I don't know what else is over there, but give it a second, guys. Hopefully it will stabilize here. Do the bars serve shots, Gerald? Yes, it does. Now the video could be laggy, as in like you guys are hearing questions behind. There's always gonna be a lag factor to it. But Les Sylvan, first time live. Les, welcome. My name is Matt. I am so glad you are joining us here on YouTube. Just Corblocks wants to know, Adventure of the Seas? What about Adventure of the Seas? It's a cruise ship. I don't think that's what you meant. Dorian didn't like Florida's vibes and just went the other way. Yeah, so I was supposed to be on Mariner of the Seas back on Friday, and the morning of the cruise, we they were forecasting a Category 4 or 5 hurricane coming straight for our house, and my kids weren't going to be on the sailing. They're going to be over here back in Orlando, and I just thought, you know what, the responsible thing to do, first of all, I tried to get them on the ship with us. We couldn't do that, so we had to stay home with them. Man, is my shirt the Voyager class ships? It is, yes. It is all 5 of them. And it's available on our website, RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Omar, you're supposed to go on Monday to the Bahamas. I think you have a pretty good chance of making it there, friend. Almost all the ports are open again. I think they're all open, actually. Not almost all of them. They are all open. I know Port Canaveral just recently reopened. Adele wants to know, if you buy a drink package through a travel agent, the price goes cheaper, can you cancel? I don't know. You don't usually buy it through a travel agent. Usually you buy it from Royal Caribbean. Now, sometimes I know they give you like a free perk. I'm not sure how that works, quite frankly. You'd have to talk to the travel agency about that, because that's a deal between you and your travel agent, not something that goes like everyone else can work with. Oh, Just Corblocks wants tips for Adventure of the Seas. Adventure of the Seas, some great views from the helipad. Adventure of the Seas is the only Royal Caribbean ship that has an izumi, which is the specially Japanese restaurant on the Royal Promenade, and they got some killer water slides on that ship, and don't miss out on the ice skating show. Football's 11248, can't even read. 5 weeks ago, I went on my first cruise on Navigators to the Bahamas. Football, what did you think, brother? Or I shouldn't assume gender, but what did you think about that? David Turner, 102, till Adventure of the Seas. Nice. Pradeep, taking Navigator in September 2030 to Coco Key, and NASA will be operational. NASA is fully operational. We don't have any updates yet on Coco Key, Pradeep, but considering your cruise is about a couple weeks away, I would be pretty surprised if you don't go there. Jonathan wants suggestions for Port Canaveral that aren't Kennedy Space Center. You've got Cocoa Beach. I mean, when all else fails, it's a beautiful beach over there. You can go to Daytona Beach. Obviously, not only is there a beach there, but Daytona Beach, despite the name, there's a lot to do there. It's much more of a major metropolitan area. You have Orlando. Don't forget, Orlando is only about 45 minutes away. You've got the theme parks, Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, Legoland, a little bit further away, but I digress. You've got shopping. There's some great outlets in Orlando as well. Ray B, does Playmaker show NFL games? Yes, they usually do. Robbie was leaving out of Canaveral tomorrow on Harmony, was supposed to leave last Sunday, obviously got delayed, going to Nassau on Friday. Brother, I've been in a similar situation as I think you may have heard earlier in this broadcast with my cruise. I didn't get to go on my cruise because of the storm, and I know this is not what you had planned, but still a cruise, better than nothing. I hope you have a great time on board. T. Andy, what's going on? Ming Ming Cheng, if you want to apply for a security job, I don't work for Royal Caribbean, but you should go to their website and apply there. Literally no company hires on YouTube Live. Pretty sure about that. No legit ones anyway. Glamp, does Royal Caribbean offer packages for solo travelers? Glenda, good question. So, the answer is not usually no. The cruise industry is built on double occupancy, meaning two people in a room, and whether or not there are two people in the room, they'll charge it the same way. That being said, there are on some ships solo rooms. These are studio rooms that are designed for one cruiser. Jonathan, how did your insurance work out for this cancellation? I didn't need to use the travel insurance, Jonathan, because Royal Caribbean offered a 100% future cruise credit if we elected not to go on the sailing, because the sailing wasn't canceled. It was still going on, and they didn't have to offer that, but as a gesture of goodwill, because they knew a lot of people were going to have issues getting to that ship and or going on the longer sailing, because the sailing was extended to avoid the storm, they offered that as an option, so I didn't have to use my travel insurance. Let's see, Lisa. Lisa and Roston, 54 days till Ovation of the Seas for 12 nights, your first Starglass experience. You're going to love it. Tukes Vegas, any secrets on leaving out of Galveston? Get there at least a day ahead of time. Do not get there the same day of your cruise, because there's a bit of distance to traverse between Houston and Galveston. And when you get back, when your cruise is over, use a porter. It is vitally important there. Timothy Varnes, can you explain the Royal Up program? Absolutely. Royal Up is Royal Caribbean's stateroom bidding upgrade program. Basically, you say, Royal Caribbean will tell you, close to your sailing, hey, we've got these rooms available. If they were available, I should say, how much would you pay to upgrade? And you give them a bid. It's a blind bidding, so you have no idea what the current bid is or what anyone else bid for it. But you give a bid, there's a minimum bid suggestion, and then you're good to go there. Holy moly! 12th man proud with a giant super chat. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Suggestions for places. Whoop indeed, Preston. Whoop indeed. Suggestions for places to eat in St. Kitts. You know, there is a fairly large port area, 12th man proud. There was a great cafe. I actually did some work from that cafe at one point. It's just like kind of like a Starbucks. There's coffee, there's some pastries there. If you really want more authentic food, you would need to go into the main part of the town there. I don't have any personal experience there. My suggestion to you would be this. Number one, go to Yelp. Yelp is, when all else fails, Yelp and Google are your friends when it comes to restaurant reviews, getting good ideas of where some local places are. And the other one you might want to do, 12th Man, if all else fails, if you're not sure about it still, when you get off the ship, walk around the little port area, strike up a conversation with one of the locals who's working there, in a shop or in the cafe, as I mentioned, and say, hey, I'm looking for a really great meal. Can you make any recommendations? Heck, you might even just go right up to the taxis and ask them. They can help you out as well. Jackson, Golden Retriever, what can I do if my English isn't very good? I'm the only one in my family that speaks English. Can I tell if someone will understand me and what they look like, different outfit or badge? Yes, so on their badge, on their name tag, it will list other language. They'll have the flag of the country of the language they speak. So you would see there, if it was, Portuguese, you might see the Brazilian flag. If it was Spanish, the Spain's flag. Things that French, obviously France. That's a really good idea. But if all else fails, also go to guest services and you can tell them, hey, I need someone who speaks whatever, and they'll do their best to check it out. Roz, thumbs up for math. Thank you so much. Theory, didn't miss a math stream. No, it's a little late this week. I apologize about that, but we're here today. Salma Martinez wants to know, what is the key and is it worth it? The key is Royal Caribbean's VIP guest program. Essentially, it is allowing you, as someone who's kind of new to Royal Caribbean, buy certain benefits that otherwise wouldn't be available to you at all, or maybe if you were like a really established cruiser. It's kind of like when you go to the airline, you go check in for your flight, and at the airport they're like, oh, would you like to upgrade and get up to first class and you get some extra legroom and something like that? It's kind of like that. And we do have, by the way, a video here on our YouTube channel explaining what the key is and answering, is it worth it? Because I know that's your next question. Mandy, am I going on Harmony again this year? I don't have any plans currently, Mandy. I was supposed to go on Harmony of the Seas for Thanksgiving this year, but we switched that to Oasis of the Seas. Salma, you are very welcome. Let's see here. Carolina, how do I visit all the cruises in such a little time? When you figure that answer out, please let me know, because I still haven't figured that one out. JC writes, I'm surprised at how many questions continue to come in about the key. You know what, JC? It's what we're here for. But yeah, there's a lot of people who are wondering about it, because you know what is, JC? Someone sees that video for the key, and they're like, whatever, I'm not interested in that. And then they book their cruise, they start looking up stuff, and they're like, the key? What is that? And then I jump in. Bob Scott, my advice to you on Brilliance of the Seas. You don't like this ship, Bob? I'm sorry to hear that. I love Brilliance. We're going back on Brilliance in January for like my fourth time. Bob, I'd love to hear why you didn't like it. Because when you say the ship sucks, that's not really descriptive or helpful, quite frankly. Sport Crazy Lure of the Seas this Sunday. You're going to go. You're going to have an awesome time. No hurricanes in your way. I am jealous. Kobe, you are okay, right? Not in Dorian's Path. Not anymore. It's bypassed us. The remnants of it left this morning. We are in the clear for the first time in like 10 days. I don't have to worry about a hurricane in my way. So I am very, very happy about that. Charles Turner, smart moves to switch to Oasis. Well, it made a lot more sense and it was a lot cheaper also. Carolina, see, I knew the question was up. Is the key worth it? It can be. I wouldn't tell you that you should absolutely definitely get the key. I just don't think that's really a prudent move for everybody. I think if you are not staying in a suite, if you were already going to buy internet on board your ship, regardless if you get the key or not, and if you're not very high in Crown and Anchor Society below Diamond, it can be a better idea for you. Mandy, how many soda package tumblers do you have on that shelf? 5 or 6, I think. I can see 6 off just by looking there, but that's my little, I have to start pruning them down there. They're starting to multiply. They're like gremlins. You spill water on them, 3 more appear. Joey wants to know, what's my favorite thing to do on Mariner of the Seas, the escape room? Absolutely phenomenal. Really, really a lot of fun there. Kylie, with the key, weigh up your options, and if you really want to go to the shows, exactly, it's like everything else. You got to weigh the pros and cons to it. It's a really good point. Absolutely. Anna Harris, can you recommend a hotel in Vancouver? Guys, if you have a good recommendation for a hotel in Vancouver for Anna, please type it in chat. I would love to hear your recommendations there. Because I've not been to Vancouver in probably 20 years, if not more. Lisa, thank you for the super chat. First time watching live, Royal Caribbean for the win. First of all, Lisa, thank you so much. If this is your first if this is your first live stream with me, like this guy who looks like Brad Pitt talking to you, if it's the first time you've been here live, type new in capital letters so I can personally welcome you to our live stream today. Fatima, does Royal Caribbean rent mini scooters for the disabled members? No. So if you need one, you should rent it before the cruise. A lot of companies will meet you at the terminal and give it to you and then pick it up after you're sailing. Aggie Phil, late to the party. Aggie Phil, glad to have you here. Betsy Mayo, welcome. David Martinez, welcome. Kristen Wigman, hope I said that right, welcome. Alex Peeling, welcome. Robin Smith, welcome. Sue C, welcome. Wendy, welcome. Wanda, welcome. Wanda wants to know, will you be going back and answering some of the questions you missed? No, so Wanda, I apologize. If I missed your question, it's okay. You're not, giving me some time. And if I missed it, feel free to type it again. I'd be happy to answer it for you. I want to answer as many as I can. Diane, welcome. Ann Harris, welcome. Carolina, welcome. Tim Evans, welcome. What are the benefits of staying in a suite? Linda wants to know. Essentially, double crown and anchor society points, obviously a bigger room, a walk-in closet, full-size bathtub, upgraded toiletry amenities, and priority embarkation and disembarkation. What shows are on the Navigators? These best shows. What best shows may be better? The ice skating show, Michelle, is absolutely phenomenal. If you want to see the shows on Navigator or any Royal Caribbean ship, look at a past cruise compass. We have an archive of them at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Robin wants to know, does the Royal Caribbean app offer chatting between guests on Symphony of the Seas? No, not yet. It's on Harmony and Allure currently. Want to go on Anthem of the Seas of Bermuda in 14 days. Is there a way to bring more than the allowed 12 bottles of water in my carry-on if I have medical conditions? Yes, if you have medical conditions, Wanda, just tell them that at the terminal. You don't have to give them any special, you don't have to sign a special form or jump through hoops. Just say, hey, by the way, I have this because of my medical condition, blah, blah, blah. You should be good to go. Mandy wants to know, what was your first Royal Caribbean ship after being on Disney? Good memory right there. That would be Explorer of the Seas out of Bayonne, New Jersey. Way back when. That's like over 10 years ago. Jesse Frederick, is there a smoking area? Yes. The casino definitely has one. You can smoke in the casino on every ship except for Empress of the Seas. And one side of the pool deck will allow you to smoke there as well. Aggieville, last week, as I was super surprised to see the key available for a whopping year and a half before my sailing. Wow, that is really a lot in advance. Les, there are no past cruise compasses for Ovation to Hawaii. That is correct, Les. But, if you look at some other cruise compasses from Ovation, it's going to be very similar. It's not going to be exactly the same. You're right. But it's going to have a lot of carryover. Michael Bertoloni, welcome. Glad to have you here. Robert Dennis, welcome. You're going on your 10th Royal Caribbean cruise on Allure in 33 days. Swordfish wants to know, what is my favorite ship besides Harmony and why? My favorite ship is Harmony. Next, number 2, Navigator of the Seas. Love the changes on the ship. It is amazing. Tiffany Lee, how is Voyager of the Seas? Fantastic. Great ship. And getting a major refurbishment soon. JC, Explorer was your first ship as well. I remember I grew up in Connecticut. Explorer was right there in our backyard, and we thought, boy, wouldn't that be a great first Royal Caribbean cruise to check out. Brendan Bates took my advice from last week and booked my trip on Liberty of the Seas. Thanks for the tip, Brendan. I love it, brother. YOLO bookie. You're having an awesome time on Liberty of the Seas. Mercy Rodriguez, where is Navigator? Navigator actually just finished its cruise today in Miami. It does 3 and 4 night sailings out of Miami. Alex Bragg is here. Welcome, Alex. I'm going on my first Royal Caribbean trip in 4 days. Any tips? Oh, man. Dude, lots of tips for you. And this may be too late for this. I'm going to give you 2 tips that are probably too late for you to take advantage of. Number 1, use a travel agent. You're way past that point. Number 2, save the travel agent tip for another cruise you're going to take. Number 2, get to your cruise port at least a day ahead of time. So this may be too late if you're flying already. You're probably already booked your airfare, but get to the port at least a day ahead of time. That way you can guard against travel delays. Number 3, look at a past cruise compass. After this video is over, what I want you to do is go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. In our main menu, there is a link that says Cruise Compasses. Find one from your ship. You're going to have by reading a past cruise compass, that is the listing, the daily activities, and it's going to give you a really good idea of what to expect on your sailing. Because you know what? They don't reinvent the wheel for every single one. We have a lot more tips, Alex. I think it was Alex. Somebody. We have a lot more tips for first-timers at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Heck, we got some great videos here on our YouTube channel. Robin, are you a representative of Royal Caribbean or a private travel advisor? Neither, Robin. I'm not a travel agent, and I don't work for Royal Caribbean at all. I just run RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. I'm just a fan. I'm a big fan of what they do here. I like to share advice. Is Royal Up a waste of time and money, Cindy? It depends on your perspective, I suppose. I mean, personally, I don't think in most cases it's necessarily worth it. I think it's slightly confusing because just because you get a Royal Up offer doesn't mean there's actually an opportunity to upgrade. I would say book the room you want to book and roll with it that way. Fatima, I really love your program. You give the best advice and best information. Why, thank you. Rob, how is Coco Key Island? Right now, it is still being evaluated, or Royal Caribbean was supposed to send a team to evaluate it. As soon as we have more information about what is happening there, I will post it at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Israel Camacho, welcome back. Any day before cruise dinner recommendations in Miami? Ooh. I'm trying to think of, I don't have what I can recommend off the top of my head, but there's a lot of great dining in Miami. Gail, what is the dollar posting? Oh, that's a super chat. Basically, you can donate money to the stream. It's kind of like a tip, if you will. Bob Scott lives in Florida, group in Connecticut too. Bob, you and I, man. Good. It's we're on the same wavelength there. Am I going to do a vlog soon? You mean a new video that's not live? Yes, I have one that I'm going to be posting tomorrow. Tiffany, what deck is a good deck for a cabin on Voyager? They're all great. I firmly believe the deck you pick is irrelevant. When you pick a room, I always tell people look at what's above you and below you, like directly above you and below your room. As long as it's other staterooms, totally cool. I try to, if at all possible, shy away from maybe like a public venue, a restaurant or a club or something like that, or a pool above you or below your room. Sequoia Williams, Oasis of the Season, 95 days! John, can we get Wi-Fi in Juneau or Skagway? Yes. I think you're asking in town? Absolutely. In fact, if you're an American citizen, your cell phone signal will work in Juneau or Skagway. But as soon as you leave, you're kind of out of the loop there because of there's not a lot of coverage in that middle of nowhere, Alaska. Blue, first up with the Royal Caribbean owner suite on Navigator. How often will I see my room attendant? You should be seeing them at least once a day, if not more than that. They're really they come around quite often. Jeff Blanchard is new. Welcome, Jeff. Glad to have you here. Carolina, spend Halloween on a cruise. Any experiences? Bring your Halloween costume. They're going to celebrate. If your cruise goes over October 31st, there will absolutely be trick-or-treating, costume contests, decorations, and a whole lot more. Lisa's got a really interesting question. What do you think or wish will be the next breakthrough and first ever at sea on Royal Caribbean ship? Boy, I wish I knew the answer to that one. What do you guys think? What would be your pick? What's the next big thing for cruising? I would love to hear your ideas in chat because you guys are a lot more creative than I am. Gail, are the rooms less expensive under a pool, restaurant, etc.? Not necessarily. Depends on a lot of other factors. The price of a stateroom, basically your cruise fare, depends on a lot of different factors, and location is one of them. You're not wrong on that. Preston, what TCL ships? Do you mean NCL ships? I don't know what TCL means. John, do they still have a meet and greet with the captain? Absolutely, John. Usually on the first formal night, there is an opportunity to meet the captain on board the ship. Usually like in the Centrum or Royal Promenade. Mandy, if you had the chance to name the 5th Oasis class ship, what would you name it? Matt of the Seas. No, I'm not that conceited. Maybe I am, but I'm not that. Not to name the ship that like that. I would say, let's see, for an Oasis class, you have Harmony, you have Symphony. A lot of people think Melody of the Seas. I say Metropolis of the Seas. I think Metropolis has a nice ring to it. I'm not talking about Superman. It's a Metropolis of the Seas. Jessica Leo wants to know, is Wonderland worth it for semi-picky eaters and either of us eat seafood? Yes, absolutely. I don't eat shellfish. They can definitely work around it, Jessica. You should definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. 12th Man Proud, what would be better to give on embarkation to room attendants and concierge? Money or gift cards? Money, money, money. You know what? I know you're looking for to be creative and offer something a little more thoughtful, but at the end of the day, cash rules, right? And that's the way to go about it. No question about it. Carolina, do you have to bring candies besides a Halloween costume for Halloween? No, Carolina. Just show up with your costume. You'll be good to go. Smesky, is there a major difference between Royal Caribbean and other cruise lines such as P&O or Carnival? Oh, there is. I haven't cruised on P&O or Carnival, but all cruise lines have their own approach to cruising. Now, of course, they have a lot more in common than they probably have differences. That's a fair statement to say. But I will tell you that there are definitely some approaches. And P&O, being a European cruise line, I haven't sailed on it, but European cruise lines like MSC, P&O, other European cruise lines I can think of, usually have a much different approach than American cruise lines like Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, or Carnival, as an example. These are generalizations, guys, so just take that as take it with a grain of salt. Andy, who do you use for cruise insurance? I personally use Allianz. Sorry, I blanked on that. But there's a lot of good companies out there. Don't just like car insurance, just like homeowners insurance. There's more than one option. You got to look at what they offer you, the policy, the plan, the costs, and work out what works best for you. Kathy, spending 2 days in Tampa before cruising on Brilliance in February. What's the best place to stay for those 2 days? There's a lot of great choices, Kathy. Don't limit yourself to right by the cruise port. You can stay in downtown Tampa. You've got Clearwater. If I were you, forget this. Kathy, go to Clearwater. Clearwater Beach is absolutely stunning. Stay in Clearwater Beach. You will love it over there. It's really, really pretty. John, we let them know about your 70th birthday and 40th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. Anything special? Hey, remind them when you go to any restaurant. Let them know. You never know. I mean, the answer is, John, I can't promise you they're going to do X, Y, or Z. Just don't know that. But I can tell you that if you let them know and remind them, hey, when you check in for chops, oh yeah, we're here for our anniversary meal. You never know what can happen. And to Michelle Jamerson's question, similar thing. Michelle wants to know, do they offer anything special for those celebrating birthdays? Absolutely. Almost always, just like go to a restaurant, they'll bring out a cake or something if you let them know ahead of time. Mandy, have you ever attended a royal wedding? Yes. Well, not the royal family. A wedding on Royal Caribbean? In fact, I have. I've been to one wedding on a ship, one wedding at Coco Cay, and I'm going to another one in a couple weeks on Coco Cay when I go on Mariner this season, which is my next cruise. Wendy, you got a free dinner for your anniversary? That is awesome. Wow. Swordfish, how much of a discount is there to book another cruise while currently cruising? So they don't give you a discount, as in the price of the cruise is the same whether you book it on board the ship, or back at home. The difference is, what they will give you is extra onboard credit. They will tell you, okay, for booking a cruise on board the ship, we're going to give you free spending money to use on your next sailing. Fatima, can you leave a cash tip after dining? You could, I suppose. I don't think they're going to yell at you, but the ship really is cashless. So after your meal, you'll get a receipt, and you can always give them, a tip right on there. And then if you want to, just offset with cash, go down to guest services, deposit the same amount of money in your account, and you're good to go. Same difference there. Marla, going on Harmony of the Seas New Year's Eve. Is it a super fun time? I'm going on New Year's Eve on Freedom of the Seas this year. I've heard nothing but great things about it. Can't wait. Red Wing wants to know, how are Royal Caribbean's comedy shows? Really great, actually. The comedy shows, I remember, I don't know, something happened recently where they got extremely better. But I've generally had pretty good luck with them. Like all comedians, it's comedies in the eye of the beholder, and some are better than others, but I've had pretty good luck with it, so I like it quite a bit. Lolbro Gaming, any tips for Spectrum of the Seas? Read a past cruise compass. When it comes to any ship you guys are going on, whether it's Spectrum, Navigator, Harmony, Oasis, Explorer, before you go on the ship, read the cruise compass. That cruise compass is a list of daily activities. And again, the reason why it's so important to read a past cruise compass is it will give you an idea of what they offer on the ship. I think it's one of those situations where you don't know what you don't know. And by reading a past cruise compass, it's going to give you a glimpse, an idea of what to expect on your sailing. And that is going to give you so much perspective on what you're planning on doing, what to pack, your plans for each day, and so forth. And again, the cruise compasses may not be exactly what you have on your sailing in terms of the exact activities and times, but it will give you a ballpark idea of what to expect. And that's better than nothing. Certainly better, I think, in my opinion, better than going into it with absolutely no idea ahead of time. Are there any clean comedy shows, or are they mostly rated R? April, there are two kinds of comedy shows. There's family comedy and there's adult comedy. They will mention both in the title of whatever comedy show there's. There's family friendly, and then there is adults only comedy. Usually the adults only comedy is later in the evening. Andrew, if we miss our main dining room time at 5:30, can we go into the My Time dining line? You probably, I would tell you this. Try. You got nothing to lose, but I'm going to tell you no, Donna, is El Loco Fresh available for lunch on embarkation day on Navigator? Thanks, Matt. Love your videos. The answer is yes, Donna. Thanks for watching. Appreciate that. David, any word on how Coco Cay fared in the hurricane? Not yet, David. As soon as I do know, I'll post about it at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Favorite cruise itinerary? Red Wing wants to know. Ooh. I mean, Southern Caribbean is absolutely stunning. Alaska, though. Right now, I really want to go back to Alaska. MJ, what happened to the folks that got on the 2-day cruise today until Friday? They get to get a cruise at a voucher. Yeah, they got a lot of money back. They got a hefty refund for it, quite frankly. David, is the shakes from Johnny Rockets included in the deluxe beverage package? It is, David, but you need to dine at the restaurant. That means you have to pay the cover charge to dine there, but then your milkshakes are included. You can't just roll in there and be like, hey, can I have 2 milkshakes to go and not pay the cover charge? Pam, on Anthem, I gave cash tips to the waiters, bartenders, coffee guy. Was that wrong? No. I think in the context of that question, Pam, you did nothing wrong. In the context of that question, they were saying, at the end of the meal, can you give them cash? I mean, you can, but I would just say it's much easier, simpler to just simply sign the check at the end and give them an extra tip on there. How many formal nights on a Christmas, New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving cruise? Imran, oh, apologize for mispronouncing your name there, potentially. It depends on your sailing. If it's, let's say 7 nights, which it probably is, you're probably looking at 2 formal nights over there. Any recommendations for a hotel in Miami? Stacey Moore wants to know. Yes. Is there a formal night at dinner every cruise? Yes, there's at least one, Carolina. Stacey, recommendation for a hotel in Miami. Intercontinental Hotel, the Doubletree Biscayne Bay. Those are 2 right downtown, beautiful hotels. If you want a cheaper alternative near Miami International Airport, I do recommend the Holiday Inn Express Miami Airport East. What's the best month to go on an Alaska cruise, Tiffany? It's a really good question. You know, there's a lot of benefits. I like going earlier in the season, like around, June or so. I think it's a really good time. There's benefits. There's pros and cons to it all. I don't think you really make a mistake by picking one month over another. It's really a matter of what works best for your schedule. But personally, I'd like to go when it's still a little more Alaska-ish. So I like going in June. But if you go in July or August, you get warmer weather, which means a little bit easier on the packing front there. But there's all kinds of pros and cons to it all there. Andrew, have you ever had trouble getting a crib pack and play for your stateroom? No, Andrew. Just let them know in your reservation. So let your travel agent know, or if you book directly with Royal Caribbean, call them up. But no, there's no issues there. Is there a formal night on every cruise? Yes. There's always, they may call it something different, Carolina, like wear your best or whatever. It's formal night. I mean, and again, formal night does not mean you need to wear a tuxedo and ball gown. It's not a scene out of Cinderella, okay? It can be if you want it to be, but it's not. But yes, there's a formal night. It's always on, the first one's almost always on night 2. Let's see, Conference King, best, warmest Alaska is first 3 weeks in August. There you go, thank you. Jeff Blanchard, is there any info on Grandeur? What would you like to know on Grandeur? Oh, are you talking about like the ship, the issue they had over the weekend? I know she's on her way back to Baltimore. Mandy wants to know, have we ever done the photo package in cruise? We've never done the photo package, believe it. We should do it just for funsies on one of these cruises coming up here, because I need to try it out. Let's see here. On Oasis, what's a great anniversary gift to give someone 50 years? A cruise. And if you're on the book them another cruise. Keep booking them cruises until they say no. Trina, have you ever done a 9-night Canada New England cruise? I have not, but I'm doing one next year, Brilliance of the Seas. Really looking forward to that one. Is the train worth it at Skagway, John? I think that's what I'm going to do when I go to Skagway next time. I've heard nothing but great things about it. Vera, do you know if Royal Caribbean will go to, I think you mean Bahamas? I have a cruise Monday. Yeah, you're going. Nassau was spared the worst of the storm. Vida de Casada, best restaurant in Symphony of the Seas. Ooh, 150 Central Park or Izumi Hibachi are really good choices there. Any cruises that do both Christmas and New Year's in the same itinerary? Yes, they're most of the time, as you probably can see, they do like one or the other. But there's some longer sailings that will do both holidays. You just have to kind of dig for them. And again, a good travel agent can help you find out those sailings for you. Jesse Frederick, how was Serenade of the Seas? Awesome, you'll love it. Great ship. Does the ship move more than normal during Christmas sailing? Does the ship move? G. Anderson, I'm not sure I understand your question by that. I'm gonna go with no. If you mean like motion in the ocean, not necessarily. No. Cassandra, what's not to miss on Grandeur of the Seas? Go to Izumi, really beautiful over there, beautiful views, I should say, even better food. While you're up there, have a view from the Viking Crown Lounge. It's fantastic. You got the rock climbing wall there, a really nice solarium for adults as well, really nice. Gigi wants to know, what do you like to do in Nassau? Is there Senor Frogs, and is it fun? There is Senor Frogs. Gigi, this may come as a shock to you. I think I'm a little too old for Senor Frogs. I don't want to shake anymore. But there is Senor Frogs. If you want that kind of thing, there's a ton of that going on. If you just want a great beach day, I recommend getting a day pass to the British Colonial Hilton. It's an easy walk over. It's a lot less expensive than Atlantis and really nice as well. G. Anderson, have I ever been to Tortola? I have not been to Tortola. I have not. Axel recommends the sushi making class at Izumi, and I agree with that 100%. Really a lot of fun. Paul, what upgrades are being done to Oasis of the Seas? Good news, my friend. We have the details for you about everything that's being done at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. They're adding water slides, the Ultimate Abyss, some new, some new staterooms. That's the word I'm looking for. And a couple other updates. There's a new escape room coming as well. We have details. We have a YouTube video about it, and we have the details at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Andrew, any recommendations for St. Kitts? For St. Kitts, I would recommend either going to the beach Or if you want something completely different, Royal Caribbean offers a train tour. You can go on a old train that takes you through the countryside of St. Kitts. It's really beautiful. I've done that before with the kids, and that was kind of a neat something different. So, Senor Frogs, for those, Senor Frogs? Senor Frogs is a bar that is really all about having a party all the time. Imagine a party that never ends, and it always feels like it's New Year's Eve. That's kind of what Senor Frogs is all about. Carolina, what cruise is my next cruise? My next cruise is on Mariner of the Seas. It's a 3-night cruise coming up September 20th. Jeez, can't even think. Which also coincidentally will be my anniversary. Ever done the 11-night cruise to the Southern Caribbean, Jesse? I've been to Southern Caribbean, not the 11-nighter, though. Going back to the Southern Caribbean in December. It's a fantastic place to visit. I mean, just amazing islands. Really, really pretty. You have to bring your own basketball to Ovation of the Seas? No, they'll have one for you. You're good to go there. Why should I choose Royal Caribbean over Carnival or other cruise lines, Kenneth wants to know. That's a really good question, brother. The reason why is I feel Royal Caribbean offers the best balance of what you pay versus what you get. Other cruise lines may be cheaper, but I don't feel like you get as much for the money as you do on Royal Caribbean. And other cruise lines may give you a whole lot more than Royal Caribbean does, but they usually have a much heftier cost to them. And again, I like Royal Caribbean because it has that great balance of what you pay versus what you get. And it's right in that sweet spot, in my opinion. Kristen, my favorite specialty restaurant. Oh man, can I give you like 7? Izumi or Sabor. Izumi or Sabor. Mandy, do you ever unpack post canceling your Mariner cruise? Or did you just leave it for the next cruise? Actually, I never packed in the first place. I'm a night before packer, and I kind of figured the writing, we knew we weren't going to go on Thursday. So, yeah. Any recommendations for Phillipsburg St. Martin? I mean, don't limit yourself to just to Phillipsburg. It's a lot of great things to do in St. Martin. You've got Grand Case Beach, which is absolutely beautiful. Maho Beach has those airplanes that land like right on top of you. You've seen those videos of them all the time, I'm sure. There's great shopping in Phillipsburg. Even better shopping in Marigot, which is the French capital. Hip Hop POV, are there any Crown and Anchor hacks to level up faster? There are, my friend. Either stay in a suite. If you stay in a suite, you get double Crown and Anchor points. You get 2 points for every night of the cruise. If you stay in a suite and you are solo, so you cruise by yourself and you stay in a suite, you'll get triple Crown and Anchor points. Denver, do the bars have a cutoff last call on the ship? They do at night. I mean, like every bar, they got to close at some point, so they will flash the lights and, say, last call. And they say, boo, or I'll take another drink. Tamara's going from Barcelona on Brilliance of the Sea. So excited. Any tips for a first timer? Tamara, get to your cruise at least a day ahead of time. Get to the port, I should say, at least ahead of time. Check in early. The earlier you check in, the better, I think. Read a past Cruise Compass, Tamara. That'll give you a good idea of what to expect. The Cruise Compass is the daily newspaper that Royal Caribbean provides. We have an archive of past ones at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. That way you'll have an idea of what to expect in terms of activities for your ship. Those are some basic ones I can think of right there. MJ, what ship classes have an aqua theater? Just the Oasis class. Just the Oasis class. Agnes wants to know, is the dinner better at the Windjammer or main dining room or Solarium Bistro? They all offer a little something different, Agnes. I like them all for different reasons. I would tell you, eat in the Windjammer. I mean, mix it up. Try them all. You got nothing to lose there. In fact, you can even just walk by and be like, what do they got tonight? I think I'm going to go to one of the other places. How do you get triple Crown and Anchor points? You have to stay in a suite by yourself in the room. Sherry from Christchurch, New Zealand. Is there an escape room on Symphony of the Seas? There is. Yes, it's a lot of fun. I tried it and I lost, but it's a lot of fun. Finding Natasha, do you know any upcoming new ports for Royal Caribbean? I know they're working on Freeport, Bahamas. This was all before the hurricane, so who knows what that'll do to that. But they were looking at developing Freeport, Bahamas. Tony N. watching from on board Liberty of the Seas. John Stubb, I'm a vegan. Is there any problem? No, not at all, brother. In fact, Royal Caribbean just released a new fleet-wide vegan menu for dinner in the main dining room. Cash Mopar, can we take drinks into the pools? Absolutely, yes. Sometimes they'll make you sip it like, you can't be like in the pool like this, but if you sit on the side, and hang off the side, you'll be good to go. Top 3 must-pack items, Carolina. Sunglasses, camera, underwear. Not necessarily in that order. All right, underwear. I know you know to pack underwear. Sunglasses, camera, sunscreen. At the very least. That's a good one. And your documents. Yeah, I mean, there's something you really should be packing, underwear, a shirt, pants, your passport. But I assume, and you're not wrong, Axel, by the way. I assume she knew that already. Do you ever feel tired after going on a cruise? I do, because there's so much fun going on. So that's what naps are for, right? That's what naps are for. Julie Hall, welcome, Julie. Are the restaurants such as Sabor have a fairly full menu at lunch, or is it pretty much limited for the lunch menu? No, in fact, I think at Sabor, it's pretty much the same menu for lunch and dinner. Cindy, is it a good deal to book your next one while on a cruise? It can be. Here's what I would tell you, Cindy. If you're sitting at home right now and you want to book a cruise. Do not wait to get on board the ship. But if you're sitting on the cruise ship, Cindy, and you're having a great time, and you say, boy, wouldn't it be great to book another cruise? Then go ahead and book it on board the ship. But don't wait. That's my point. Because I think by waiting to book it on board, you are going to risk the price going up between today and whenever you go on board the ship, thus negating any benefits you get from booking on board. So, man. Caroline asked me, do I ever get tired from on a cruise? Man, this has been a lot of fun here, guys. I got time for a couple more questions, and then I'm going to skedaddle on out of here and go take a nap on the couch, I think. Scott wants to know, will Coco Key reopen soon? I hope so. We haven't got an update yet from Royal Caribbean as to what happened there in terms of damage, but I'm hoping that it's going to be okay. Pat, do people still dress formally on Formula 1? Absolutely, I do. I wear a suit. Trina, why do you think more Royal Caribbean ships don't go into Icy Strait Point? Wish Ovation went there. I think with Icy Strait Point, there's a logistical issue there. Chief among them, the size of the ship, and also the distance it is to get there. April, which ship would you recommend for small kids that isn't an Oasis? Quantum or Freedom class? John says, you're great. Let's do this again. We do this. By the way, we are live every Monday right here on YouTube. I know today's Wednesday, but some of you are like, wait, what day is it? Today's not Monday? No, today's Wednesday. Usually we're live on Mondays, but because of Hurricane Dorian, I wasn't able to go live on Monday, and I sit around here and said, you know what? Gosh darn it, I feel bad because I haven't had a chance to talk to Juan L'Oreal yet this week, I should say, or today. So I went live here on YouTube to make up for it. Roz, this is my day job. It is not my day job, actually. I have a day job unrelated to all this. So I do all this for free. And if you want to support what we do here at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, you can certainly use the super chat, although you're not obliged to do that. Or you can join the Insiders group, which is kind of like PBS. You know where you can make a monthly donation? That's basically what this is. And in exchange for those benefits, for donating, you get some benefits back to you depending on the tier you donate at. So it's just something I do for fun, basically. So, Miriam, when is Coco Key going to open? I don't know the answer to that. We don't have any information yet. Waiting on Royal Caribbean to confirm that. I should say they were planning on reopening on Saturday, but that's tentative, and they need to evaluate the issues over there, if there are any issues there. So. Philip says, you're awesome. Watched every video and helped me on my first cruise. Thank you. You are so welcome. I love hearing that because that really makes it makes a difference to me that like all these things I just ramble off actually help somebody. So even better. All right, Triple AO, which excursion is better value for their money? Blue Lagoon, Dolphin Swim, or Atlantis Dolphin Swim? Boy, you're asking the wrong person. I know a lot of things. That's not one of them. I have no idea, dude. I apologize. I wouldn't have any. If anyone in the chat can help Triple AO out, would be wonderful. Any cruise to the Dominican from Miami or Fort Lauderdale? Not usually. Royal Caribbean does not regularly offer cruises to the Dominican. I think rarely there's a stop over in like somewhere. I forgot the name of the port, but it's not a usual visit. I know Carnival goes there, but not so much Royal Caribbean. G. Anderson, what do you mean by ship class? So ship class is how Royal Caribbean categorizes its ships. They build ships typically in batches, right? Kind of like how in cars you have sedans or pickup trucks or SUVs. That's kind of how cruise ships are, right? So as an example, on my shirt, it says Voyager, Explorer, Adventure, Navigator, and Mariner of the Seas. These are all the Voyager class ships. Q+, why not more cruises to Bermuda from Florida? Great question. I have no idea. No idea on that one. Jane, Royal Up or no, bid high or minimum perks? I would tell you, Jane, my advice, forget Royal Up. Book the room you want to stay in. And that's it. If you want to do Royal Up, it's kind of like throwing money, like playing roulette. Maybe it'll work out for you, maybe it won't. But book the room you want to stay in. Mr. Sanchez or Paradise Beach? Paradise Beach. Great value right there. And last question is from Lynn Vincent. What are the themes on Liberty of the Seas? The answer is You have to look at a past cruise compass to find the answer to that. And we have an archive of them at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com in our main menu, Lynn. There's a link that says Cruise Compasses. Click on that, and you'll have a really good idea of what to expect. Guys, thanks so much for joining us here. It's been a lot of fun. I had a great time talking Royal Caribbean with all of you. Hope you did as well. And we'll do this again next Monday, as we do every Monday, except for this week, but never mind that. Every Monday, we are live here talking Royal Caribbean with all of you guys. And in the meantime, if you need more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice, everything in between, check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Guys, thank you so much again for joining us here. I had a great time, and we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. See you guys. Forgot to end the video. There it is. Bye, everybody.